the NFL Super Bowl coming up this week. Let's preview it. But I've been hearing some rumblings on safety Jordan Love, I think is his name. He's a giant safety. He was on Good Morning Football, and he stated, Nick Sirianni is just on the ride with this Eagles team. He's didn't give him much credit for being the coach for this Eagles Super Bowl team. And we've been seeing a lot of people do the same thing for Jalen Hurts. Do you think these two dudes deserve way more credit than they're getting? What are your thoughts?
I think Jalen Hurts is getting his just due. I think, but at the same time, you can clearly see how well this team is built and how the GM has been able to fill every need on
Hall of Fame GM
field. So, when you look at it from that perspective, Jalen Hurts is in a position where he can't lose because only can he run the ball, but he's got one of the most physically imposing offensive lines I've ever seen in the league. I ain't never seen this much disparity between O-line and D-line this consistently with one team like this in a while, honestly. So,
yeah.
And then you couple that with what they're doing on defense, number one in pass, number one in sacks.
They got some superstars on defense.
They bolstered the defensive line, and now they stop the run pretty well. So this team is built, and they got two receivers that can win one-on-one with anyone.
Any corner.
It's a nightmare. Pick your poison with them. So I think that it's fair they're getting their just due. I mean, shit, it's very easy to call plays when the motherfucker in front of you can't stop the run.
Yeah, that game plan is really easy when they can't stop the run.
Can't stay in front of A.J. Brown or Devontae
Smith. Not Devontae Adams. Oh, God, if they had Devontae Adams, too. that would be crazy. But
them boys is winning matchups at least 3 or 4 times a game. They're going to get theirs. So, and that's 14 points right there at the minimum.
They score fast, too. The Eagles, once they're ahead of you, once they get a couple of touchdowns, a couple of touchdowns ahead of you, it's wraps. The game's over. No matter how good you do in the second half.
Imagine this, you have this in your pocket. No matter where we're at on the field, what down it is, what the time clock says, if it's 4th and inches, we are going for it, and you can't stop us.
They're very efficient with that shit. Did they move the pile? You ever see Jason Kelsey, Lane Johnson, all them on them 4th and goals, 3rd, 4th down and 1, 4th and short. They move that shit. They move that pile 5-10 yards. But so with we're talking about that, what would a Super Bowl mean for these two guys then? What would a Super Bowl win mean for Jalen Hurts? What would a Super Bowl win mean for Nick Sirianni?
I think that would be ginormous.
He's going to get the contract. And Jalen Hurts is getting paid.
Oh, yeah. No, as he should. And this team isn't, there's some areas where they're old, so we'll see how long this window lasts. So I think this is going to be a big test. It's the biggest stage, and Jalen Hurts has continued to be able to prove us that he deserves to be here. So I can't wait to see him. I want Mahomes to win just because I want him to pass Brady as the GOAT, and you can't lose Super Bowls doing that.
No.
So I want him to do that, but at the same time, I've been a Jalen Hurts fan for a very, 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 very long time.
How could you not?
It's tough, but I'm glad that 2 young black quarterbacks are at the highest stage of this game. And there was a point in time, and it's Black History Month, so it's very
perfect timing
for this. But there's a point in time where people didn't believe that black players were smart enough to play the quarterback position, and you could see that that's what the league is going to.
There's no more of that. Because, before, if you were an athletic quarterback, they changed in your position. But now that's what the quarterback they want. They want a guy that can run. They want a guy that can throw. They want a guy that can do all this stuff. And it's exciting times.
So, you know, I'm proud to see. You might see me shed a tear because I drank too much. And the hot wings are burning my esophagus.
But yeah, so who are you taking in this game, man? I know you hinted at the Chiefs. Who are you taking in the game?
I think when it comes down to it, it's going to be how well that Chiefs offensive line plays. They are going to be the answer. They can give Mahomes time. I like Chiefs easy. Because the way the game is set up, I know the refs are going to lean towards the Chiefs. Just my inclination, because they know that's going to be the deciding factor for the Chiefs. Like, they can't afford for this to be for their offense not to click, I think, because their defense will get road graded. So I think it's going to be a high scoring game.
I hope so. That would be.
And I think the Chiefs are going to light them up. So
I think this is going to be the most even Super Bowl we've seen in a while. These two teams putting up huge numbers. This shit might be fun. But if the Eagles come out to dreams and nightmares, it's fucking over. They did that against the Patriots. It came out, Meek Mill singing them out, coming out the tunnel with them. It's over after that. Intimidation factor will play a huge part in this game. But I think Eagles in this game, I like them. I think they'll be able to. It's Jason Kelsey versus Chris Jones is going to be a huge matchup in this game.
I Just Want to Rock is the new Philly anthem, but I know.
They came out with Uzi already. But yeah, Chris Jones.
Now you know better.
Chris Jones and Kelsey is going to be a huge matchup to watch in this game. If Kelsey can hold up Chris Jones, I think the rest of that pass rush won't be able to be a factor because Chris Jones is he's a train that's going to push that defense. If they don't get the pass rush, they're not getting shit. That deep ball is going to be hidden, and that run game is going to be hidden. So that's a matchup I'm looking forward to the most watching. And, Orlando Brown Jr. versus Hassan Reddick, that's going to be interesting too. But those trenches, that's where it's going to matter the most. Because if the Eagles can control the trenches, the Chiefs, it's going to be, it's going to be more of the Bucks versus Chiefs kind of game. Because, that pass rush is going to be hidden. Mahomes is going to be running for his goddamn life. And, it's going to be interesting to see.
That's true.
I like the Eagles, man.
So, Chiefs are actually in the top 10 against the rush.
Okay. The more you know. And it's crazy because
they're 8 against the rush. Now, obviously, teams got to throw the ball to compete with them just because their offense gets out of the gate so much. But we're talking about the number one offense against the number one defense right now.
And the Eagles come right out the fucking gate, too. You saw them against the 49ers, put 14 zip. They come right out the gate scoring. That running attack is clicking. If that shit, it's just crazy how good this Eagles offense is. But I'm excited. I'm excited the most for this game to see Jalen Hurts play on that level with Mahomes. I think if Jalen Hurts, it's Mahomes and him, if they do a shootout and it's all Hurts, like throwing the ball, running the ball, if he has a huge game, I think that, that adds him to the conversation with Allen and the other guys too. I think that puts him in the top 4.
Yeah, we'll see.
That's what I'm saying. Because if he comes out and does his thing, then all that hate, all the talk about anybody can go to the Super Bowl with this team. They could go to the Super Bowl with any quarterback. They didn't beat the Saints with Gardner Minshew. So really, any quarterback, that's was it Phil Simmons that was saying Phil Sims, he was saying Daniel Jones was better than Jalen Hurts. Yeah, they've been clapping back at his ass with tweets, they've been keeping the receipts on his ass, which very much so. I mean, on his last podcast, he's like, ESPN has been clipping it and posting it every fucking day. It's like they don't have any more content.
It was a bad take, bro.
Very bad. And it had a little. had a little hint of racism in it too. It just didn't sound right.
You feel me? It's just bad timing. You rolled the dice with that one.
Yeah, I mean,
It
because
didn't hit, nigga.
I get he's Vanilla Vic, but he's just not on Hurts level. I don't think. But
Hey, hell no. He finna take a good team deal too. That's why they gonna keep him.
oh yeah,
He ain't finna fight for nothing extra. He finna first off. Thanks.
he's got to. He's got
Appreciate
to.
you.
Whatever money they can give him.
So if he'll take a hometown discount, come back to Chicago, which I don't think he will. Like your presence gonna be totally different. You highest paid player to now you're on the veteran. He ain't gonna get the veteran minimum, but you know.